There are many regrets we have throughout life, but you don't want the lack of money in your bank account to be one of them. In order to achieve financial independence, you need to make the right choices as soon as possible. Joining us now is Rebecca Walser, personal finance expert and president of Walser Wealth Management. Thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
So a recent study says, by Student Loan Hero, says 46% of people surveyed regret not saving more money. Are you surprised that this number isn't even higher than 46%?
I am surprised because, you know, our retirement wealth gap is about 14 trillion, 7 to 14 trillion, depending on what study you look at. And, you know, there's a lot of studies, 33% of boomers have $25,000 or less. So I would have thought this number would have been closer to 80% of us saying, hey, we don't have enough.
What are some of the top categories that people are spending their money on instead of saving?
You know, it comes down to social spending. Like, I am lifestyle spending. I'm going on my vacation. I am going out to dinner. I am going to entertainment. You know, a lot of entertainment, clothes, shopping, shoes. Guilty.
So a lot of those things must be on a credit card in general, right?
Yes.
So financial independence, it can be tricky if you're only relying on swiping on a credit card.
Amen.
So how can you avoid overstretching yourself when it comes to your credit card bill?
You know, you really have to set a budget. You know, it's just, I know it's so boring, budget. But the truth is, if you overspend, if you're not setting that budget and you're not making sure you're sticking to it, you're going to overspend.
When people come to you and you're helping them get on track, you're helping them build their wealth, and they're just spending in ways that you're not comfortable with, how do you get them to change how they're spending?
I like to give them an image in their mind. Listen, I'm talking to you, but I'm also talking to the future version of you. Every single dollar we get, Tim, is spent by two people, our current self and our future self. And the higher we live currently, the better lifestyle, the more social media, the more trips we're on, the lower our future self is living, because we only get so many dollars in our lifetime. So we have to remember, we're the ones taking care of ourselves.
Okay, so help me with this, please, because one thing that I talk about this all the time, but one thing I'm trying to do more is bring my lunch. And I know that's a small step, but it actually adds up to a lot of money when I'm buying my lunch every day here in New York. What is that conversation that I need to have with myself before I come to work in the morning or the night before to convince me to make a sandwich instead of going and spending $13?
I would say, listen, when I'm 65 years old, sitting on a porch somewhere, hopefully watching the ocean or the dolphins in the water, am I going to really remember that turkey bacon club that I got at the stand, or am I going to be thankful that I brought my tuna salad every single day?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly,
salad,
even better.
Bring it.
Exactly. So you have to be thinking about your future self. We just are such a instant now gratification world.
Right.
Me, now. Social media pressure, FOMO with millennials. It's like keeping up with the Jonas for Gen X. And you have to remember, like, who's taking care of your future? Because Social Security, that's not going to get you to the lifestyle. So you got to make sure we can't live up here and then go down here. That is depression when you're retired.
I like Tim's example as a small step you can take to try to save money. What are some other things that you can change in your everyday life to sort of help you budget as well?
The most thing, and it's a big word we use, but it's called reverse engineering. You got to figure out, what lifestyle do I want to have my whole life, including my future, when I'm not working, when the dollars aren't coming in because I'm working. And then you say, okay, if I'm going to want this lifestyle, what does it take now? And you got to make that happen.
One thing that we're seeing in this day and age is the ability to finance other types of products that are traditionally ones that you don't take out a loan to buy. So in the past, we've bought cars using loans, we've bought houses using loans, but these days, because of new products and services that are offered, you could finance an iPhone, or you could finance other products, a plane ticket.
Yeah.
How has that contributed to the way that we're spending as Americans and the way that we're not saving?
Well, capitalistic America, financial world wants us to spend more as easy as possible. So if you go on and make a plane ticket, you'll see right there, do you want to make payments on this plane ticket over 12 months? And you're like, what? Like, that's even an option? But now these travel companies are merging with these, not merging, but offering these offerings right on their platform. And it's making travel on credit cards or consumer loan debt, personal loans, a lot easier. And that is a new thing. I mean, we used to have a consumer finance store at the corner of every shop, but we didn't have it while we were making the purchase online. And so it makes impulse purchases a lot easier. And, we agree that financing a car, a house, education, long-term strategic things that will increase our wealth makes sense. Financing a vacation, not so smart unless we can do it maybe on a 0% interest credit card, pay it off over 6 months. But these travel sites that are letting you do it, inside of, JetBlue, it could be as high as 30%. So you gotta read the fine print.
So for people who don't have financial regrets, people who are living their best lives, what did they do right and what do their finances look like?
I think that they are at a 75%, they're at least able to maintain 75% of the income that they had before they retired. So they are no debt servicing, which is a huge difference. And then if you don't have any debt servicing, you can go down to 75% of what your formal income was and maintain your lifestyle. Somehow they did the numbers early on, they figured it out, and they made that happen so that they can continue that lifestyle.
Rebecca, the study also found that 50% of adults wish that they'd saved more for retirement just in the last year. What do you think people are doing wrong, but also doing right when it comes to saving for retirement?
You know, you just can't underestimate the power of, we all think we live forever, like we all are in the moment, and you have to fast forward and imagine your lifestyle, envision your lifestyle, some of these envisioning exercises in the future. If I don't want to be working, what does my lifestyle look like? And if you think it looks like you're sitting on the beach or you're golfing or you're going out and traveling, you got to have the income because Social Security is not going to get you there. So they have taken the steps to make sure they're going to get there, and they've done it over a long period of time.
So other than not saving enough money, what are some other financial regrets that people have?
I think credit card debt, I think just it's not the not saving money, not having the emergency fund, but it's also the impulse buying. It's the social pressure we all have, especially with 24-hour social media today of, oh my gosh, my friend's in Bermuda or the Bahamas, or they just went out last night and had a huge happy hour event, stuff like that. And it's like, I got to get out there. I got to post myself doing it. And you know what? It's all great, but you can sit at home, watch Netflix, have a potluck with your friends, do something like that, like have a budget weekend,
Absolutely. All right, Rebecca Walser, personal finance expert and president of Walser Wealth Management. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's going to do it for today's Your Cheddar, brought to you by Ally. We'll be back next Wednesday at 9 a.m. Stay with us for Opening Bell up next.